Hello everyone, myself Ron Singh and welcome back to my channel. So in a previous video, as I promised that we'll be starting with the data types, right? So let's get started. But before that, we'll just have a quick recap that what we missed, right? So in a variable declaration, what we said that what was the syntax of declaring a variable? I said that it was first we need to give a type, then the name of the variable, then the value, right? So the example was int a is equals to 5. So I said the value of a is equals to 5, right? But I said don't worry about this int, it will be clear in the data type section, right? So this int is nothing but a data type. Okay, so we'll be covering this data type and there are many data types, so we'll be covering each one of them. Okay, so let's get started. Yes, so the data types. So the data types are classified into primitives and the non-primitives. Okay, so don't worry about this non-primitive. Now it will be clear in the as we move further. But for now we'll just say what is the basic difference between them. Okay, so the primitives are already defined, that is predefined. Okay, so we don't define it. So for example, int, the word int was highlighted, right, as purple, so it was predefined, that is it is a keyword. And the non-primitive are user defined except the string. So only the string is a non-primitive that is predefined in Java, otherwise every non-primitive is user defined. Okay, and the example of non-primitives are object references, string, array. So don't worry about this section, it won't be clear at this instant, but as I said that it will be more clear when we move further. So in this section we'll emphasize more on primitives. Okay, so don't worry about the non-primitives. Okay, so let's discuss primitive, but before that we'll just have a overview that what are primitives. Okay, so the primitives are classified into 4 types. Okay, 1 2 3 4. So first is integer, the second is floating point, third is character, and the fourth is boolean. Okay, and these are also further classified, so we'll see how are they classified internally. Okay, so in the next slide it says that there are total 8 primitives. Okay, so there are total 8 primitives. They are byte, short, int, long, float, double, char and boolean. Now the question is what is the difference between all of them and what is the use cases and when do we use each one of them, right? So we'll see when do we use them. Okay, and what is the difference. Okay, so as I said they are broadly classified into 4 types, right? So in this section we'll be dealing with the integer. Okay, so basically what are integers, right? So integers are nothing but they are just a whole number or a fixed number. Now what is fixed and whole number? Okay, so whole number means 0 1 2 3, right? But why do I said that it is a fixed? Because fixed means the value something like 1 2 100 250 or something like that, but this value are exact, right? They are precise, right? So there is nothing approximate in this like 0 100.1 100.000. There is nothing like that, means they are a fixed number, that is there is 65 only. Okay, in this example I said that 65 means 65 only. Okay, so this is very precise. So the integer consists of 4 types. Okay, so the first one is byte, short, int and long. So now the question is what is the difference between them, right? So the most basic difference is the size of them. Okay, so the byte, short, int and long, the size varies for all of them. Okay, so the byte is the shortest one. Okay, so it is of 8 bits, that is 1 byte. That's why the name is byte. Okay, so it is just a 1 byte, single byte. Okay, then the range for single byte is minus 2 power 7 to plus 2 power 7 minus 1. Okay, and the short is 16 bit and 2 byte. The size is minus 2 power 15 to positive 2 power 15 minus 1, and the int is 32 bit and 4 bytes, right? And the size is minus 2 power 31 to plus 2 power 31 minus 1, and long ranges from 64 bits, right? The size of long is 64 bits, that is 8 byte, and its range is minus 2 power 63 to positive 2 power 63 minus 1. Okay, so for now, as I said, that the basic difference is size. So the the smallest one is the byte, right? And the largest is long. Okay, so which one is consuming the most memory? The long, and the least memory is consumed by byte, right? So now the default, now the question is, what is the default value? Okay, so the default value for all the integer, okay, so the default value of all integer is 0. Okay, so now we'll see this stuff into action. Okay, now let's move to the Eclipse. Okay, so this was, yes, so over here this was our last example, right? Means in a variable declaration we discussed how do we declare a variable, and I said don't worry about this int, but now I said that int is a data type and it is predefined. Okay, and it is classified under the integer section, right? So the default value will be 0. The size of int is minus 2 power 31 to positive 2 power 31 minus 1, right? So there the size varies for all of them. Okay, now we'll just see them. Sorry, yeah, so the first one was the byte, right? So we can say byte b is equals to 5. Okay, so it is fine, right? So now we'll just delete this code. Yes, so now I just want to print this b. Okay, so now what will be the output? 5. So over here I am saying that declare a variable b and it is of type byte. Okay, and the value is 5. Okay, so now what will be the memory consumption at this time? Byte b. So byte is of the memory consumption by byte is just a single byte, right? That is 8 bits. So I can also say that int c is equals to 55. Okay, so it's up to us, and we can say just print c, so it will be saying 55. Okay, now byte int, and there was short, right? So let's see short also. So it is nothing but just a data type, right? So yes, now sys out s, right? It says 1 2 3 because s is printed before c, right? Yes, so the last one, that is long, l is equals to 22. Okay, now I want to print sys out l. Okay, it works fine. Now there is something to note down for the long. Okay, so whenever we want to declare a value for a long, okay, so first of all, what is the size range for all of them? For byte it is this, for short it is this, and for int this, and for long this. So for example, yes, just hold on. Yes, so over here, as I said, for long, if you want to give any value outside the int range, okay, now the int range is minus 2 power 31 to positive 2 power 31 minus 1, right? So now what is the range of long? It is minus 2 power 61 to positive 2 power 61 minus 1. So now if I want to give the value to a long that is greater than this range, okay, this range or this, okay, so if the value ranges outside this range, then you need to give a tailing L. Okay, so what do I mean by tailing L? Okay, so for example, I want to declare a variable L is equals to like 2 2 2 2 3 4 5 6, okay, or I can say 7 over here. Okay, now this range is outside the int range, right? So now it will just prompt us an error, because as I said, if the range is outside the int range, you need to give a tailing L. Okay, so now this L can be capital or small. Okay, so it's up to us, and after that we can just end our statement. Okay, so we'll see this into action. For example, I'll say yes. Now it says that the literal 22485555 and 5 of type int is out of range. Okay, so as I said, if the value is out of int range, then you need to declare it, oh sorry, then you need to end it with the tailing L. Okay, now it will not give us an error. Okay, so as I said, the tailing L can be capital L or a small letter L. Okay, so it's up to us. So now if I just print the value, it will be fine. Okay, and let's print this with small letter L, and it again works fine, right? So whenever the value ranges outside the int range, then you need to give the tailing L, otherwise it's not necessary. But now the question is, can I give the tailing L if the the range is inside the int range? Okay, means for example, I say the value is just 224 and it is inside the int range, right? So can I give the tailing L, or means small letter L or capital letter L? So the answer is, it's up to you. You can give this. Okay, it won't give you any error. Okay, so this L is nothing but it says the compiler that this L means that the value is in the long range. Okay, so now the question is, why there is a need of saying the value is inside the long range? Because you have already gave this, right? So this will be clear after when we move to the operands. Okay, so at that time I'll share something called as operand promotion. Okay, so don't worry about that for now, but just note that down, that whenever the range of the value for long range is outside the int range, then you need to end it with a tailing L. Okay, and this L can be capital or small. Okay, so it's up to us, and if the range is inside the int range, then the tailing L is optional. Okay, but you can still provide it, it's up to you. Okay, so we covered the byte, short, int and long. Okay, but for now we just discussed that what these ranges are just a simple number, right? But what if this number is something called as hexadecimal or binary? So the integer supports all that. Okay, for example, I'll say that hmm, okay, so now this, see, so this 0x41 is nothing but it is just a hexadecimal number, and the value for this hexadecimal number is 65 in the hexadecimal. Okay, so this 41, 0x41 is nothing but 65, and if I just increase this to 42, then it will end up giving us the output as 66. So this is the hexadecimal number. Okay, so the integer supports the hexadecimal numbers also. So for example, in this short, if I just want to give the same 0x43 and I want to print this, so what will be the output? The 67, right? And for C is printing in the last line, right? So the C is 66 because it is 0x42, right? Yes, so the means the integer supports the hexadecimal, right? Now there is something more that the integers support. Okay, so they are binaries. Okay, so what are binaries? Zeros and ones, right? So you can also give the binary value to them. For example, if I just want to give a binary like 0 b 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 and 1. Okay, so now this binary, the value for this binary is 65. Okay, so in binary this value is 65. So how do we get this value as 65? Now what is the proof, right? So as this value in the binary, the value starts from, yes, okay, just hold on. Yeah, so the value starts from 1 2 4 8 32 64, right? So if I just give this 1 at the 64th position, means we are counting the 64. Okay, so the 64 plus 1, it is 65, so output will be 65. Okay, so 1 2, so at the second place I also give the 1, then it will say 1 plus 2 plus 64, then the output will be 67, right? Okay, just hold on, let me save the file. Yes, now it will be 67. Okay, so in this way we can declare binaries also in a integers. Okay, now we can also give the octal value to them. Okay, so now for example, if I want to give octal 0101, okay, now sorry, yes, so now this octal value 0101 is nothing but 65 in the octal range. Okay, so we can give the hexadecimal, just hold on, we'll just write this. We can give the hexadecimal value to int, we can give the normal values, we can give the octal values, and we can also give the binary values. Okay, now what if I want to give the a letter, for example at this position, if I just give a capital A, sorry, inside this quotes. Okay, so inside the single quotes, if I give A, so it is printing 65. Okay, so how does this happens? As I said, integer is just a fixed number, right? So how it is taking character, right? So A, so now the value of A in the ASCII, okay, so in the ASCII the value of A is 65, and if I just give the small letter A, then it will say 97, right? Over here it says that 97. So if you give the character as the input for the integer, or means any integer is for byte, in short, long, right? So any one of them, for example if I just give this value over here, sorry, I just give the B. Okay, now value will be A, for A it is 97, so for B it will be 98, right? So it is 98 for B, right? Yes, so you can give the characters as well, right? So it will give you the ASCII value, right? So you can give the characters as well. Okay. Yes, so we have covered the hexadecimal portion, the normal, octal, binary, and the character as well. Okay, so it's up to you, you can give any one of them. Okay, so clear to all of you? Yes, so as I said, the default value of them is 0. Okay, so for all this integer, the byte, in short, long, the default value will be 0, right? Yes, now you can one more thing, that you can also give underscores. Okay, now we'll see what are underscores. For example, if you want to define a variable int of type int, and the variable name is I as 1 lakh. Okay, so now over here I am having 1 0 0 0 0 and 0. Okay, so this says that this value is 1 lakh, right? So now if I just print this value, let's just, yes, so the answer is 1 lakh. Okay, it's correct, right? But now it is quite not, means it's not much readable, right? Because the zeros are zeros, means it can be like confusing, right? So you can add the underscores, okay, like this. So if you add underscores between the variables, sorry, means your value, it doesn't affect the value at all. Okay, means for example, at this time I am saying that int I is equals to 1 lakh, and between that if I just give two underscore, the compiler won't like execute, means compiler will just ignore that underscore. Okay, so in the background what will happen, compiler will just assume that I is equals to 1000000. Okay, so this stuff is same behind the scenes. Okay, but for you, just for reading purpose, it increased the readability, right? So now this is much more readable than before, right? But behind the scene it is it means it works the same, right? So that doesn't affect your program execution. Okay, that just increases the readability of your code. Okay, so we also covered, we started with just the simple byte, short, int, long, right? And we discussed what is tailing L and when does it is needed. Okay, and we said that we can give the hexadecimal values and normal values, that is 1 2 3 4, octal value that is 0 1 0 1, binary value, characters, right? And at the end we said that we can also give the underscores for readability purpose, right? So it's up to us which one we use. Okay, so you can also use the underscore, and you can give the hexadecimal value, normal value, binary value. It's up to you. Okay, so clear to everyone? Yes, if you have any doubts you can just reach out to me. Okay, and if you like the video, do like it, share it and subscribe it. Thank you so much.